other big news coming off the football world this week, besides the Champions League and the Europa League, which I do not want to cover because I find it ridiculous that people are even blaming David De Gea for Man United's loss against Villarreal. I mean, yes, 11-10 penalty shootout and he missed it, but how can you blame a goalkeeper for missing a penalty? How can you blame a goalkeeper that did not save a penalty? All the penalties are great, including the ones at Manchester United. You want to blame a goalkeeper? I mean, the only people that blame David De Gea is either they are Liverpool fans, they are Man City fans, or they hate David De Gea. Anti-Manchester United. It's the most ridiculous blaming. I saw it on Facebook comments. It's the most ridiculous assessment of a football match from fans. And yes, a lot of you might say, oh, he hasn't saved the last 50 or 60 of his penalties. But that's down to Solskjaer. That's not down to him. That's down to the managers. I believe David De Gea wasn't featured in a lot of the Premier League's matches this season where they were unbeaten away from home. Am I right to say that? Right? So that's down to the manager. How can you blame David De Gea, man? I still find it ridiculous that you guys are blaming a goalkeeper for missing a penalty spot kick. Something's wrong with you guys. But, besides all that, let's talk about the merry-go-round of managers. Let's start with Italy in the Serie A. Antonio Conte leaves Inter. Gattuso leaves Napoli. Pirlo sacked by Juve. Juve hired Max Allegri. Napoli hires Luciano Spalletti. And Roma. Now there's a rumor that Pirlo or Gattuso will be at Inter come next season. And then Spanish La Liga, they don't want to be overshadowed. Zidane leaves Real Madrid. Barcelona held talks with Koeman because they are waiting the answer of Pep Guardiola after the Champions League final. So as of now, they want Koeman to stay at the time being. Koeman's agent come out and made a sarcastic remark about Barcelona. Something about marriage. You can check it out over, and on Twitter. You just try Google Koeman's agent. It's quite funny actually. Yeah. But over to England and France because they don't want to be overshadowed as well. Pochettino to link with Spurs again. And PSG is starting to question themselves. I mean, Unai Emery won the Europa League, but previously he was sacked by PSG. And then PSG also sacked Thomas Tuchel. And we know what happened then. Tuchel won the Champions League last night. So they will have to start to question as to what is wrong with them. I had a live session with some of my podcast friends hours before the final last night, and we touched on some topics. And one of them is PSG, and I mentioned it. We were talking about it. We were mentioning that it feels like the inmates are running the asylum over in PSG. Like the boss have no control of what's going on at PSG. Especially after the Man City game when Di Maria got sent off. You can see how, these players, they are not disciplined, and they I don't think they're buying what Pochettino is presenting here. But anyways, to continuing on, over to England, Man United to offer Ole Gunnar Solskjaer another 3-year extension. I mean, yeah, wanting the world, right? I got no comments to say about that. I mean, I like what he is doing at Manchester United, but he hasn't done anything to improve. And please, for God's sake, don't tell me that he finished second with an perfect away record. The away record is impressive, but that's about that. What has he improved? What has he done? All the big finals, and don't forget that Villarreal, they are 7 in La Liga, despite, they are up and down roller coaster season for them. They beat Real Madrid. They beat Atletico Madrid as well. Please don't tell me Man United, Solskjaer, he's he's not a good coach. To me, he's not a good coach. And with the players' quality that Manchester United have, you know, you put Hansi Flick in there, it will be a domination from Manchester United. But now, I think Man United is very cocky. I don't know what the bottom management is doing. There's Zidane's available. They missed the train with Pochettino. But now, look, all these great managers are available, and Max Allegri was available 48 hours ago. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on in there. And to top it all off, of all these news, the greatest coach in the whole wide world, in the universe and the galaxy. And if you don't sense the sarcasm here, you should log out of my podcast. I'm talking about Mr. Mourinho is heading to AS Roma. Catch on yet? I mean, the shocker has got to be Max Allegri returning to Juventus. This just goes to show that Juventus have no plan ahead whatsoever. And if I was Cristiano, I would leave the next day. Max Allegri is the type of manager doesn't fancy the type of Cristiano Ronaldo, in my view. And as much as how great he is, it will be interesting to see a battle for Max Allegri and Ronaldo in this Juve team. I'm still waiting to see the implosion of Inter Milan. And the reason I say implosion is because of the shareholders situation of that club. You can check out our previous episode where I gave an inside review of Inter Milan and their shareholders, which is a Hong Kong company base. But to me, next season Serie A will be refreshing. Look at what the new boys and a whole brand new of managers in the top teams. I can foresee me doing a review of a Serie A in the near future. Because probably the Serie A is what I'm looking forward the most next season for sure. Anyways, I'm just giving you guys another heads up that it has been a long season, and next week I will try to do a review as to who I think is the player of the season for the whole of the football world and the team of the season. And team of the season, I mean not a combined 11 or what, no. The team which I have selected to be the team of the season that has impressed me the most, that has, maybe get past a hurdle. I know Chelsea just won the Champions League, but we got to put Villarreal in there as well. We got to put Lille in there as well, stuff like that. So, so next week's episode, I'm going to be doing that. And it is not the end of our episode as well. We got the European Championship and the Copa America to cover as well. So this has been fun for episode 22. And I will catch you guys next week. I am Hans Saleh, and I'll see you soon. Thank you very much for subscribing to our podcast on YouTube and Instagram. And I'll see you soon.